We're in Rhoda on our mid-cruise stand down. A couple of things happen. So the whole, so there's a charter flight in the middle of cruise that takes all the senior guys back home so they can be with their wives and kids. Ensign Mullen or whatever I was, Lieutenant J.G. Mullen at the time, I get to stay in Rhoda with the ship and all the other junior guys. So they decide that the stand down is so long, we each need to get 2 flights. Otherwise, we're not going to be legal to do our first trap, So somebody comes back with this great idea. They said, all right, Shoes, here's what's going to happen. We got this worked out. We're going to take an airplane and we're going to put you in it in one of the Rios, and we're going to launch you from anchor. So there's no wind over the deck. And I said, I don't think that's possible. They said, no, we've looked in the book and it's good. So off you go. So they load me up in, I don't even remember the airplane. It's 205 with this Rio. So the hardest cat shot I ever had, boom, and it flings us off the deck. So we have enough end speed to fly. And so now we got 16,000 pounds of fuel in the airplane, and I need to land at the airport that's like 5 miles behind us. So I said, all right, how fast can this thing go? Let's just see. So I get to 50 feet on the radio altimeter, and I can see it in the HUD. I got the thing in zone 5 afterburner, and the speed's going up, and it's going up. But I'm just worried about the altitude because I am a blink away from a wave or something. I'm just, but the thing is hauling. We top out at 840 knots indicated. That's how fast this thing is.
At 50 feet.
At 50 feet. So of course there's a great big rooster tail that I can see in the mirrors, and the Rio says to me, "Hey, Shoes, look out for boats, man. There's a big trawler or something off to the left." And I hadn't even thought about that. So I look over my left shoulder, and there's this big trawler about a mile or 2 away. So I said, well, shit, if there's somebody over there, I wonder what's in front of us. Because I hadn't looked, I was on the gauges. So I look out the front, and there's this little rowboat thing, and with a fisherman in it, and he's got a bait net. And he's getting ready to throw it into the water, but he's facing the other way. So I'm looking at his back. So this takes, your mind works pretty quick. This takes about like 3/100ths of a second for him to go under the nose. He has no idea we're there. We're Mach 1.25 or something now. This is 740 knots with this big rooster tail. And he's throwing his little bait net, and I go past them, and like a split second later, there's this, this sonic boom. So anyway, I don't know what happened to the guy. We read the newspapers later. We couldn't figure it out. But anyway, we go back, we land the airplane in Rhoda, now to the second part of the story, which is the whole landing gear thing. On the ship, when in the F-14, you never put your helmet into the headrest to take the cat shot. Because the first thing the airplane did was to go down, when the launch bar would bottom out on the deck. So that would kind of knock your head forward anyway. And then when the cat fired, that would knock your head back. So that was a bad move. So you just kind of held your head forward. So you'd get thrown down the catapult. And when the cat let you go, your upper body just kind of naturally went like that because you were fighting all that acceleration, so it would pop forward, and you would just use that to catch the landing gear handle on the way back. So go down, the cat lets you go, gear up. Cat lets you go, gear up. You do that for 5 months. That's kind of a pattern, right? So now we're going to fly the airplane for the first time off the land in about 5 months. So it's my turn to do my little flight. So I go out there, I man the thing up, I'm going down the runway. The guy in front of me was a 2-ship, this Fox guy that I told you earlier. So he calls for like a 15-second flight leader SEP, which is a long time, not sure what he's talking about. No other brief than that. So off he goes, beautiful low transition. And don't do it, Mav. Don't do it, Mav. He goes around the tower, and I go, wow, that wasn't briefed. Okay, here we go. There's my 15 seconds. So I stuff it, burner, off I go, low transition, looking at the tower. Here we go. we're just not accelerating like we should. And then it dawns on me, I'm on the ground, I'm on a runway for the first time in 5 months, and the cat hasn't let me go. So I haven't put the gear up. So, and I'm going, so I got two little neurons, in my mind. And and it's a race, So the first neuron is trying to get to the cerebral cortex. It makes the decision. And that little one is saying, you better pull back the throttle or you're going to overspeed the gear. And the other one on it's got the thing that says it's better to die than look bad. So they're in a race. Next thing I know, it was a waste of time. Next thing I know, the hydraulic fail light comes off. I put the gear up somewhere, landing gear doors depart the airplane. That takes the hinges and, all the valves and all the fluid and all that shit. So now I've got a utility hydraulic failure, and the gear's half down and half up. So anyway, I get it back down. So about that time, the adult supervision shows up and says, okay, you're in hack. So hack is like it's like house arrest. So I was in hack for quite a while for tearing the gear off the airplane. But
wow.
And the Navy was mad because Rota Harbor's down here, and that's where the carrier is. So that's where all the parts are. And the plane's up here at the air station. So getting the parts there was no problem. But as you know, and anyone in aviation knows, if you got a landing gear thing, after the repair is done, they have to put the thing on jacks and swing the gear. Well, the jacks each weigh about a half a ton for an F-14, and you need 3 of them, and they're in the ship. So the Navy had to hire a truck, a tug, a crane, crane the jacks off the ship, bring it back, crane it off the tug onto the truck to the top of the thing, swing the gear, do the whole thing around. So it probably cost the Navy, I don't know, $750,000 or something, because knucklehead Mullen ripped the gear off. And so they, house arrest. That's the way it was.
Wow.
Excuse me. No. Oh! Not a lot of them. God. Usually fine with the doors off. All Fox speed. Don't be a douche. That's rule number 1.
Make them tell you no.